Are you looking for something to do on Valentine's Day, or maybe something to share with your significant other for Valentine's Day? Or maybe you just like decorating cookies once a month with me. I have the perfect February cookie set for you involving hearts. 3 different ways, 3 very simple beginner designs. My name is Cami Bird. I'm the creator of Iced.Kitchen, and I have another free beginner cookie decorating set for you. 3 beginner cookies. We have our just simple line heart using our white and our pink. We have a negative space heart, which means we leave some space that's not decorated on our cookie. This is probably the simplest, the fastest cookie you can do. And then, not to intimidate, but the hardest cookie in the set is our heart made out of hearts using a dragging technique. Now I walk through how to decorate all of these cookies, how to mix the colors. Let's get into it.
We're going to have 2 colors and 1 consistency for this set. So I'm starting off with the white color and the hybrid consistency, which is 15 to 20 seconds. It should flow off of your spatula, kind of look like Elmer's glue. And next we're making a pink or a red. Frankly, I did not have the patience to see if this color would develop into a red and add the right amount of food coloring. It starts off looking red, and then you mix and mix and mix and mix and it's pink, and that's fine. But it's flowing off the spatula. Next, we want to just trim the end of our piping bag off so that we can use our piping bags. We don't need to be terribly precise about this, but less is more when you first start cutting. I like to straighten out the end so it is completely flat, and then I can cut it. Sometimes my scissors will get caught or it's not completely straight, so I'll go back or I'll turn it a little bit and cut again. I always test it afterwards to make sure that I can get icing out of my bag. I'm going to start with the negative space heart. So you can either do this with an edible pen, or I'm just using my scribe here. It's a little hard to see on this video, but I'm scratching out the shape of a heart on the inside of my cookie. And this is the section that I don't want to have icing in. That's the negative space. And so I'm going to start by outlining that heart with my icing. One thing to note, I wiped my cookie off before I did this because when you scrape with your scribe, you're going to have cookie crumbs. Another thing to note is you don't have to draw your heart in one continuous line because everything outside of that heart is going to be filled in. And so after you outline the heart, you want to outline your whole cookie. And I will say this is 2 times speed here, so you do not need to be a speed demon when outlining your cookie. And then 5 times speed, we are going to fill in all of that. And you want to make sure that you're not just like completely flooding the cookie really quickly because you can lose that heart shape in the middle. This is why I'm coming in with my scribe and evening it out. I will say I should have added a little bit more icing. I just didn't want to overdo it and add too much icing so that my negative space devolved into just a squishy heart, but it didn't. This cookie's the accidental upside down Airbnb logo, which you'll see when it's done. You want to start out by outlining the circle of your cookie so you can have a nice edge and then filling it in. This is at 5 times speed, so don't feel like you need to fill in this quickly. You're just creating a nice base for when it comes to the heart. So you're going to grab your other color icing, pink, red, maybe you're doing this inverted, start at the bottom and go slow, letting the icing fall out of your piping bag. And then to make sure you get that nice point in between your heart, you're going to do this little squiggle in the middle. And then I wanted to make sure that I had a nice point at the end, so I continue on. I'm calling this the Heart of Hearts cookie. Again, we have a solid white base where we're outlining the edge of the cookie and then filling it in with your base color. Now you can switch between white or red here, whatever your heart desires. And we just want a nice solid base, even it out with our scribe so it gives us a good working surface on here. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is pipe out dots to make an outline of a heart. Now, I made these dots a little too small and a little too close together. And then you're going to take your scribe and just go a little bit in between, above and in between the dot and down. You don't want to go too far because you're just making a little heart. Now they don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfectly center. They don't have to all be going a perfect direction because it's hearts within hearts. So go through, take your time, wipe off your scribe in between every single one of these, and then you can leave it blank in the middle or continue to add dots to fill in the center of your heart. You can make it symmetrical, you cannot. The most important piece here is to make sure that you have a good outline of your hearts before you start pulling through and creating your hearts in your hearts. But go slow, take your time.
If you saw the video from last month where we walked through how to decorate emoji cookies, you might have seen at the end I shared a fail cookie, and I have another one for you this month. What is this? What is this? I was really excited for the drag Heart of Hearts cookie, and it was a lot harder than I expected it to be. My favorite thing about beginner decorating cookie sets is that you're learning, and as you learn, you can figure out what looks simple can actually be incredibly difficult, and what looks difficult can actually be incredibly simple. And so this Heart of Hearts cookie is that it looks simple, it's difficult. Partly it's difficult because you need a really tiny scribe, and so I was using one that was probably about a toothpick thickness, and it was too thick. And I've seen other cookiers use these really, really fine, almost needle-like scribes, and I always wondered, why do you have something so thin? For this cookie, that's what they have it for. Now, this negative space cookie, like I said at the beginning of this video, is the easiest. I still stand by that. It would definitely be easier if you have an edible pen you can draw on your heart, because scratching your heart is a little difficult. And then lastly, our coincidental Airbnb cookie. They're only hard because you're trying to make one continuous loop, one continuous line with your piping, but you can kind of have fun with it, and it doesn't need to be perfect because it's made to look like it is hand drawn anyways. So no matter how your cookies look, I hope you will share them with me across many different social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. Share them here on YouTube, a whole video. I can't wait to see it. Just make sure you tag me at Iced.Kitchen so that I can celebrate your new hobby with you.